This is, hold on one second. So this is basically a video not about myself. This is the first time I haven't done a video about myself in quite a while, or something really silly or random, or just trying to be funny and all that stuff, you know, but I would like to talk to you a story about one of my good friends, actually. Known him for about, like, 10 years. I met him when I was in college at Skyline in early 2006, which was pretty much a decade ago. And we've gone through the good, the bad, the ugly. We've been through the best of times and the worst of times since those 10 years went by, you know? And here's something I would like to talk about, which is more on the personal side. Like, you know, I think my best friend really means well as a person, of course, and he really does have good intentions. And I always had a really good time going to his house, watching MTV, all those TV shows, Big Bang Theory, and just browsing around YouTube and stuff like that on the computer, you know? But, you know, but there's just but then again, there's some things about him that really, something I can relate to in some kind of way, you know? It's like, he had some bad experiences with dating and stuff like that and past girlfriends, and I have too, actually. You know, I mean, of course, there's only 2 ex-girlfriends I'm actually still friends with as of 2016, you know, but in his personal situation, of course, there are 2 sides to every story, of course, which I'm not going to get into, but he has had a lot of difficulties with past girlfriends, and I could totally relate to that. I don't think he's overthinking whatsoever whenever he talks about it, no matter what people say to him and stuff like that, you know, and it's just, I mean, of course, like, there's 2 sides to every story, of course, but, you know, there was a lot of things that, even when I learned about through both sides, I wasn't very happy on that, learning about, actually. It made me feel a lot of empathy for him, you know, and, it's just that, like, I remember 5 years ago, we reconnected after for so long, because, you know, 2009, 2010 were, like, the quiet years, or the downtime years for me and him. We didn't really hang out as much. We kind of grown apart for 2 years and stuff like that. Didn't really saw each other as much. I had my own crowd. He had his own crowd, you know. But it was 2011. We reconnected, and around that same time, he met this one girl at school. And I don't want to mention her names or anything like that. I'm not gonna mention any names because the names are changed to protect the innocent, like John Bon Jovi once said before he got into his rendition of Living on a Prayer at the VMAs on MTV back in 1989 or something like that, you know. But they've went out for like about 2 years, and there was things I look back on that both sides did fuck up, or both sides were at fault for what went wrong, you know. But the thing was, that girl just cheated on him behind his back and did it in a very shameful manner, you know, and I don't like to look back on these kind of things because it's very personal and it just brings back bad memories, but I didn't like how his ex treated him, honestly. Shortly before and after, you know, because she would always brag about the sex she had with her new boyfriend, how much her new boyfriend's sweeter than he is. I mean, of course, no one's perfect, of course. Even I'm not perfect, you know what I mean? But it was just adding more fuel to the fire, basically, and I wasn't very happy learning about those kind of things that he told me about when we reconciled for, like, after not talking for about 6 months, you know, in 2013, and I was not happy about it, you know. I mean, I'm God forbid, like, I wonder why those 2 are even still together, basically, after what she did him so wrong, you know. It's kind of like how me and my ex Monique was. She did me wrong, but she's still with that fucking cunt ass of a motherfucking douchebag named Michael Sullivan, you know. I mean, oops, I'm breaking the 4th wall, but this is not about me. This is about my best friend, of course, you know. So going to the attention to him is like, it was a tragic loss, and it was something I could honestly say was a setback, and you know, and he met some great people here and there in the scene he's very passionate about, of course, you know, and he also was with another girl before her, and I known this bitch for, like, during the college years when we met each other, of course, and I did not like her whatsoever. I did not like her from the get-go. I remember he one time told me that if you told me to break it off with her in 2008 or 2009, I would have been pissed, but the reason why I held back on it was I'm the type of guy who doesn't like telling people what to do, you know, but I was already sensing something wrong with him, with her basically early on in the relationship. She didn't like me from the start. She didn't like me from the start, pretty much, looking back, and what she did to him was pretty fucked up to the same amount too. I'm not gonna elaborate and make this a very Debbie Downer kind of video, even though it might seem like it, you know. But he did go through a lot of things with ex-girlfriends. So have I, you know. And I honestly think it's not a very fun situation, because I know there's two sides to every story, but it does not justify what his exes or my exes might have done to him or myself, you know. Even though I'm friends with two of them still, my current situation and current life as of this year. But it was not, I remember he met this one girl last year, of course, and everything seemed fine for the 3-4 months they were together, and then she suddenly decides to break it off with him because she just only saw him as a friend. But I thought there was more to the story, because, like, I'm not going to get into further details about what really went on in their relationship, but from what I remember, he did not really mess up that much in the relationship. There were some things he could have worked on and communicated better, you know, but but her actions leading up to the aftermath was very inexcusable. It was not justifiable by any means, you know, and I don't think he's ever gotten that closure from any of those exes he might have dealt with, actually. See, like I have myself with certain people, you know, and I think this is what brought us closer as friends and brothers, basically, because, you know, like the old saying goes, bros before hoes, but this is not trying to be funny, but, like, you know, one of the reasons why we're so close is not because we listen to the same kind of music or we're into the same kind of things or we're very outgoing, adventurous people, but the bad experiences we had with previous girlfriends basically brought us closer after 10 years. It's a pain we share together that brought us closer, you know, to one another. Of course, we can honestly say, I can honestly say I'm whatever on my ex-girlfriends, whatever they did to me, you know. Here and there they get brought up, of course, but I don't like to be talked down because I talk about it. Neither does he, basically, you know. It's more likely a kind of live and learn reflection kind of thing, and what someone should not do when they're with us in our next relationship or something like that, you know. And it's just something I don't really. I don't look back on my ex-girlfriends really, and people might think otherwise, but if they think that, then they're really sadly mistaken, you know. Just like that one motherfucking guy named Michael White, who I thought was a really cool guy, but he had to rub it in my face for even writing a status about my final, like Jerry's final thought on Jerry Springer, like my final thoughts on Faith and Monique and stuff like that, and he just gave me shit for even talking about it. Well, fuck that guy, and I also want to say fuck to those people who gave my best friend shit for talking about his exes, you know? Because he didn't deserve that treatment from them in the end. I know there's two sides to every story and, you know, and stuff like that, but it doesn't justify what they might have done to him in the long run. I know in this world, most of the time the men lose, but there are actually some bad women out there, you know, and it's really sad, you know. It's like a double standard kind of thing, really. I'm not saying he's perfect or I'm perfect either, you know, but our experiences with this whole situation actually brought us much closer as friends, you know, and brothers, and that's a bond we share together because of it, really, you know, and we've known each other for quite a long time. I'm very fortunate to say that I've been friends with him for about 10 years, and a lot of people come and go in your lives after 10 years, but somehow we're still staying strong and persevering no matter what, you know, because life isn't easy, of course. So, like Jerry's final thoughts, you just gotta roll with it, you know. Like the Oasis song that Liam and Noel Gallagher wrote to, just roll with it, you know. And, you know, that's just what I want to talk about for today. I'm really happy where my life is heading so far. I really believe in my friend's potential. It's basically, technically it was his ex's fault for not seeing the good in him, you know? Not saying he's perfect too, and not saying I'm perfect either, you know, but for me personally, I take my breakups with my exes like a blessing in disguise, because there's someone who's gonna be 30 times better than they were, you know? And I just hope somewhere down the line we get the right woman and stuff like that, or else there will be consequences that we might have to face the repercussions of what we're gonna do with our lives afterwards, you know. So that's just a food for thought, though. But I'm really happy that we've been friends for 10 years and we're still going, you know. It's been one hell of a journey, and here's a toast to 10 more years for sure.